Trenuj w sprzęcie dla najlepszych. Wejdź na groundgame.com.
Sure, good to see you. It's been 10 months to get back here. I guess talk about the time away, kind of what it's been like and what the focus has been like for you.
Recovery. You know, I injured myself. I got injured in the last fight. The first attempt at surgery didn't take. It was declared a non-union. So we had to do the surgery again with some added medical wizardry, magic stuff. I did a bone graft, gave me a bone stimulator to help with the thing. So, you know, just focusing on recovery, focusing on not getting too far out of shape. And with the help of the physical therapist, you know, implementing a strength and conditioning regimen at the same time as recovering the arm, it was great. So it was fun. It was another step in the journey, if you will, as opposed to a hitch in the wheels or a step back or anything like that.
Yeah. Was it concerning at all, right? I mean, you're a professional athlete. Your body is your product. And they say, hey, by the way, this thing ain't healing right. Does that get a little bit scary?
It absolutely was. It wasn't fun to go and see the x-rays and see that the bone wasn't quite healing as fast as I thought, you know, but I'm not a professional. It was my first time experiencing or seeing anything like that. I trusted my doctors, you know, my surgeon showed a little concern, but, you know, he had to do his job to keep me from, you know, flipping out and doing anything crazy. So, but, you know, he didn't sit on it too long. Usually they wait a whole 6 months till they make that declaration, but he saw that we don't want to. He knew that I didn't want to take that chance. So I was like, do the surgery, let's get it going. And like, okay, let's go. And we did it, and it took this time. The arm feels great, and I'm ready to get back to work.
Very nice. Did you find yourself, you know, as you're resuming training, that sort of stuff, was it a psychological issue at all to worry about the arm? I mean, was that a hurdle you had to get over?
It is in a certain regard, but not inhibiting to my performance because we all took a conservative approach to recovery. I'm not going to go in too hard too fast. I've seen guys re-break their injuries. Gronk is a very prominent one who we've seen come back from the injury and then re-injure it. So I didn't want that to happen to me. So conservative approach, do it smart, and I trust myself. I know what feels right, what doesn't feel right, or anything like that. So throughout the process, when I started grappling, the arm was ready to start grappling. When I started striking, the arm was ready for me to start striking. So I was able to go into it with confidence. You know, feel it out at first, but it didn't take long to break through those cobwebs and get back to it.
Very nice. So you put in the work, you're back, main event. Not the original opponent we were looking at, right? But luckily it wasn't like a last-minute switch or anything. But what did you think about the change? Did it affect anything for you?
Well, all the other top-ranked opponents were all booked. So Kelvin was the lone standout, if you will, of what's the word? Of fighters that I would say yes to. You know, if they would have given me somebody with no number next to their name, that would have been a waste of my time. Not necessarily because I like to fight, and I'll fight anybody, but as far as my career goes, that's not the one that I want. So Kevin isn't ideal given the position. I want to contend this fight. I want to or to fight for the title. But in a sense, Kevin is ideal because I respect him a lot. You know what I'm saying? I understand who he is and what he's done. From his performances, I can see the things that he's capable of. And I just know the sport. I know the game. You know, we know how fights go. So I can see what Kelvin has brought in his last fights. And I'm well aware of the danger he presents in there. We're all aware of his standing as far as being a fighter, MMA. The number 9 next to his name is the fact that there's a number there is good. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like the same position I was in when I fought Hermanson. You know, he was ranked number 3, I was ranked number 9. So it's kind of like the exact same thing, but we're gonna have a different ending. So.
He's as you said, Kelvin's his reputation is out there, right? I mean, he's been in some battles. Like, maybe not necessarily smart to get in a brawl like that, but is there any part of you that wants to have that type of fight? I mean, a fight of the year type contender that people are just like, oh my God, that was amazing.
I mean, if all we consider as fight of the year are brawls where both guys are coming out bloody and damn near broken and, you know, lost a couple of years off the career, then I don't want those guys judging my fights. You know, those aren't the ones that I want. You know, those aren't the credentials that I want. You know, so for me, I consider myself an intelligent striker. And I want to go out there and an intelligent fighter. Not just an intelligent striker, but an intelligent fighter as well. I'm an intelligent person in general. But I apply my intelligence to fighting. And I see what's what. And when I get in there, I'm going to try to see as fast as possible what's what, make my adjustments, and try to capitalize instantly.
Nice. Last thing for me, you talked about it, man. You want to fight for the title, man. You had a ton of momentum behind you, the setback, but now you're here again. So what do you think? I mean, do you feel like you're starting again and got to build your way up, or do you feel like, hey, I can pick up that momentum I was on right back? You know, one good performance, and I get to talk about titles again.
As far as my energy goes, I'm picking up right where I left off. You know, I'm a better fighter than I was back then. Even going through the injuries, I've gotten better. And no, I didn't take any steps back. No. Losing that fight to Robert the way that I lost it, I'm not going to take any steps. Can't nobody take anything away from me with that. So luckily, the people who book the fights, cut the checks, you know, they see that as well. So I'm glad we got competent people running the show and not the guys who want to see bloody ball out brawls and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, that's entertaining as well. Who knows? I mean, I can throw down too. You know, don't get me wrong. And if I get in there and start brawling, it's going to be like a nuclear fault war or something like that, right? Because I'm be throwing bombs. But no, I want to have an intelligent approach, as always. You know, nothing different, more, and even better, a more intelligent approach, if you will.
Hey, Jarrett. You just mentioned that you throw bombs in there. I'm curious, where do you think you rank in your division in terms of who hits the hardest?
Who hits the hardest? Who hits the hardest? To be honest, I don't really think it matters who hits the hardest. This is a matter of who hits hard enough. And all of us can do it hard enough. The question should be who can do it the most efficiently, and without getting hit at all. And that's me.
You mentioned about the Rob fight. When it comes to fighting for the title, is there a preference? Would you rather fight him to get that rematch or to fight Israel to try and beat Israel, knock him off the top?
Whoever's got the belt. Yeah. You know, the fact that it's Izzy right now, you know, that's who I'm aiming at. If Robert gets the win, if Robert gets the title, then that's who I'm aiming at. The fact that he beat me back in October is not going to factor into it or anything. I'm not, like, vengeful or anything like that. I'm not salty that, you know, he won. So he didn't really beat me, you know. The judges did. So he just broke my arm, landed some nice shots, you know, survived.
It's funny to hear you say he didn't beat me. He just broke my arm. That's kind of funny here.
No, it's dead serious. It's the truth.
I'm curious.
Time ran out, and the judges declared him the winner.
I'm curious who you have winning in the Darren Till, Derek Brunson fight that's coming up.
I don't pick fights. Okay. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I don't like picking fights. I can break it down, you know, but that would take a while. I don't favor any of them in any way. They both have the skills to make it happen. Derek can grapple with the best of them. We've seen Darren defend grapplers' advances. They're both good at striking. They both have their styles, you know what I'm saying? So you have 1 + 1, you know, let's see what we get. Let's see what that equation, what that equates out to.
Thank you.